Welcome back to Skyline Park. We're starting at the actual entrance to the park this time, as we're parked in one of the subsidiary or adjunct or satellite or whatever you want to call it entrances that I didn't even know existed. Definitely check out our day vlog, but for now it's time for Ghoulish Affairs as we go back in to experience the haunt that is Skyline Halloween. It's actually a bit humorous. This event is called Halloween Horror Nights. It's not that Halloween Horror Nights, but if you want to know our impressions of that particular event, definitely check out our vlog from a couple years back. There are two haunted houses that we have access to today, and I believe a ghost train. I'm not sure if it was a day experience, but I didn't really want to do another Halloween experience for the first time during the day because it just it generally takes away from the effect. So we're in an undiscovered section of the park here, which, to be honest, at this time of night, it is a kids area, but it looks grand in this lighting. They of course also have the wonky bikes here, which I've never been on, but it looks like we got a lot of experts. I know these aren't easy to ride. I don't want to risk any injury before I go home, so I'm gonna give it a pass. Also a lot of old school, like smaller German style amusement rides here that if I can, I'll try to fit in as many as I can before I leave. But there's one priority I'm going to do right now. And they also have a lot of unique flat rides that I've never been on before, including this rotating carousel. I don't even know what it is. I've never seen anything like it before. I know I said it in my earlier vlog that I wasn't sure how the lighting would work in this environment or if there'd be any lighting at all. Well, it turns out it's actually very impressive with the nature. Now, we started this vlog with the parade. We're actually on another side of the park here, but they're still here. Well, at least it's the tractor that was leading them all. They love their beats. Now, I know this park already has a sky swing, but that's a ride. It's odd that they don't have a proper sky swing, but those are kind of being phased out from a lot of parks. But what we do have is a sky shot. I've never been on a sky shot before, but I can't resist the temptation of there being no charge to do it. It's not an upcharge at this park, so I can't resist the temptation. And in fact, if you do come to this park, a lot of the bigger thrill attractions tend to have lower queue lines, and the family ones have pretty substantial ones. So definitely take advantage of that while you're here, i.e. get on those thrill rides real early and get on them many times. Well, both of us for the first time now. Yeah.
Whoa. Sicher, Mama? Ja. Was zum Streit?
To the stars.
Off we go.
Whoa!
Oh, this is so cool.
Oh, there's the view.
Oh,
hey!
Sorry, I'm
Oh, that's good. That's the fun of it.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Oh.
Piece of cake.
Wow. That was fantastic.
Wow. Well, see, now the line is short. You can go again. There you go. High five.
High five.
Hey! Woo! Hey! No, none of them would go on with you. See, you're the most bravest. Yeah.
It
same.
was at 160, and only one of the boys is 160.
Oh,
but
now,
he was chicken.
yeah, now that you went, you'll be like, oh, I could do that. No problem.
I'm sure he heard me.
Yeah. Probably heard me too.
Oh, that was great.
That was fantastic.
Thanks for not letting me do this alone.
Oh no, it's perfect. That's destiny. Or fate.
Wow.
Sky shot done. It was a little longer than expected as far as the wait was concerned, but that was worth it. Never done one of those before. It was fantastic. Brilliant view. Not sure how it's going to turn out on the GoPro, but hopefully well enough. I'm going to get myself a beer, because every time I come to a German park, you got to have one, especially if they got a beer hall, which they do here, or at least a miniature one. So we're going to go do that next, and then we'll go do some houses as they're located right next to it. All right, we got to do the fun house since we're over here. 'Cause I don't think I'll be back in this section before I leave. There's about 2 hours left in the park, but I certainly don't want to leave without doing it. So just having a great old time in a fun house in Germany. The lady on the space shot, she's like, why? I said German parks are like way better than North American parks. It's like, no. I'm like, absolutely. And I went into many reasons why, which I won't disclose here, but I kind of covered them somewhat in the blog. But you can see why just from this fun house alone. Unbelievable. Navigating through to the top here. Okay, this is a little bit complicated. Look at this, cast iron bars, baby. That's what it's all about. Welcome to Deutschland. Woo. I ain't no rookie when it comes to fun houses. Just keeps going. YouTube. YouTube. That's all I'm hearing at this fun house. They've caught on to me. All right, that's it. All done. You can never predict these things sometimes on these trips, i.e. this park has now furnished me with the best fun house that I've ever been in. That was fantastic. Unfortunately, the GoPro ran out of memory, so didn't capture all the opening half there, but did my best. Can't do it again, that would just be silly. Okay, so we've gotten into one location here to get some food, but I don't even know what I ordered. There's no translation, so I just went for it. Okay, and what we got is a massive schnitzel. Only problem is they're laughing at me. I got proper German anger there, because she's like, why didn't you come up? You're speaking English. And she didn't say that because she doesn't speak English, but I was just being foolish and kind of waited around instead of communicating the fact that I was waiting for food. The girl, the cashier, she's like, what? So, whatever. It's going to happen sometimes when you don't know German. Anyway, I'm going to bang in and get this done. I'll let you know how it is in a second. Ooh, you can get a Stein here, but not today. Gotta finish our vlog. Obviously finished off that entire meal. Now we're gonna go to a ghost house. Creepy crawlies. I remember this one from earlier. Ooh, guten Nacht.
Oh, YouTube!
YouTube! Hey, YouTube, YouTube!
Sollte es über Nacht gehen und wir euch morgen früh noch finden, ja, dann kriegt ihr auch ein Frühstück. Okay? Wenn ihr am Wald irgendwo seid, und bei einem McDonalds-Zeichen findet, das ist nicht. Seid aber so weit drin, das könnt ihr nicht vergessen. Okay?
Können wir durchrennen? Das ist mir egal.
Ihr müsst aufpassen, die Motorsäge da drin liegt.
Wir gehen ran, da schreien wir den an. Doch!
Auf einmal da ist nichts.
Michael Myers, nein!
Oi.
Der Spaß jetzt gleich für euch auch. Das ist hier eine große Klappe. Ja, der vorne, der ist hinten, der ist in der Mitte.
Mitte.
Okay, we begin. Farewell. Good Nacht.
Google Maps won't work.
The gent here was amazing introducing everything. You're not going to see much here. So I'm going to bump up my ISO. Hopefully we'll be able to get some visuals. I doubt it. Ooh. Oh, this way. I was told 45-minute. I think that's a chainsaw. I'm pretty sure that's a chainsaw. And the gentleman did say it's a real chainsaw as well. He said, be careful. "45 minutes. All right, the fact that that's real is kind of scary. Oh, sorry. There's nothing I could do to help you guys. The terrain is all over the place. I'm actually really impressed with how it's set up here.
I will kill you.
Okay. Ah!
Ring around the rosies, pocket full of posies. Ashes, ashes, we all fall down.
It's fairly hard to navigate this. Oh, that's the guy from earlier. Ah! Woo! Wow. Okay. That's impressive. I love how the sound cues are triggered as you walk by. I don't think this is the exit. Ist Nacht exit. Ausgang. Ja. Oh. Ah. Ah. I'm so sorry for coughing. Ah. They mean business. Farewell. This is the children's maze, which we didn't do earlier, and we should have, because it actually looks pretty cool. It's in some shipping containers. The cameras have been causing me a bunch of problems today, but I hope that the end actually was captured, because that was great. That was a fantastic maze. I love how he set it up, the gentleman at the door or at the entry point, because he's like, no, it's going to be 45 minutes, you'll be out there. You might get lost in the field. Do your best to get through. If you don't survive, say, the night, we'll come and pick you up in the morning. Just some of the things he said. It was amazing. Like, I just loved the whole setup of it. And it was actually really good. I love those trigger points with the sounds. It was actually got me jumping. And, you know, not the most elaborate maze. Certainly not a Halloween Horror Nights in the States level of maze, but it was definitely good. Now, the other mazes had a fair amount of people waiting for it the entire evening. So it might be one of the better of the two. We're about to find out, however. It's time for the Bloody Tower Hotel.
Das hat durch nur die Sternchen, mein Sternchen.
Du vielleicht mal gucken, aber du! Ich sag einfach ja, wir werden sterben! Nachher bist du nicht mehr so schön! Hast dich ganz umsonst geschminkt! Naja, du brauchst ja auch nicht mehr schminken! Würde dir aber besser stehen! Was gibt's denn zu lachen, hä? Wer hat gelacht? Wer von euch? Jetzt traut sich keiner mehr. Auf einmal sind sie alle... Du schaffst auch noch heute. Was Spaß? Ha, vielleicht doch nicht. Doch.
Bitte? Ja, wir haben es gesehen.
Just got out of the Bloody Tower Hotel. Now you weren't able to film in there, which is, after the experience, completely understandable, because there's just so much to say about that maze that I don't even know where to get started. Got time for one more credit, and I'm all the way on this side of the park, so I'm not going to be able to get to, say, Sky Spin again. So I'm going to do the Spike Coaster one last time, and then I'm going to wrap it up, and then I'm going to describe what happened in there, because that was exceptional.
My kids will never forgive me. But I'll do them here with these guys.
Oh, sadly didn't get here in time. That's pretty cool. Yeah, the last cycle just went. That is a wrap for our night here at Skyline Park. As you can see, no fog machines needed. We have a bit of an incredible atmosphere to close out our night here as the fog has returned that has been following me this entire trip. It's been quite incredible. Now, there's not great light, so forgive me while I review the Bloody Tower Hotel while you can't see me. But that experience was literally worth the 20 extra euros that I paid for this event alone. Yes, it was a very small building, but what they packed in it, they put in more in that building than many haunts put in their entire production, over 12 to 13 houses. I could mention a couple that I've already done this year. There's a bellhop that welcomes you to the Bloody Tower Hotel, and there's a big long introduction. It was all in Deutsch, so I really didn't understand any of it, unfortunately. And then he ushers you up the stairs to the top floor. There's like a creepy nun in the stairs that if you didn't pay attention, you wouldn't even have noticed. You get to the top floor. The group that I was with kind of just stopped, and they didn't really know what to do. And then the bellhop comes up, and he's excellent actor, by the way, like probably one of the best scare actors I've ever encountered in anything. He had like a 4-minute introduction. It was unreal. Then you get up top, and there's like some drop mirrors and some pictures that they can manipulate where wolves and all sorts of characters pop out of. You go through these very, very tight corridors through the hotel. Then you're introduced to like this House of Dolls room. Once in a while you get to some haunts and you're like, oh, I wish I could get more close up and personal with some of the elements of the haunt. Well, that's what you're gonna get here, because that there was like a swinging doll that came right up into you and just like start kicking you and stuff. It was unreal with like these spooky eyes. And then there's another girl, kind of like a dead nurse, that kicks you out. And then you're ushered into yet another room, tight corridors, and then you go into this like weird room with a cage, and there's like and a lot of the rooms reminded me of a dungeon per se, because there was scenes in each one. They gather you in a room, and they close you off, and they ask you to wait for the performance, and then the lights go completely out. It's pitch black in there. And then there's like a very intense music, a build-up. You don't really know what's going to happen. And an actor just pops out of nowhere. After that room, you go through another corridor. There's like hanging bloody laundry. Every horror trope was in that house. Then you go into this butcher shop area and you get sprayed with blood, like literally in the face, but it's obviously water, but it was very effective with the butcher in there, because every time he hacked at something, it sprayed on you. And then you go through a bunch of other tight corridors, some bloody laundry that you have to go through, and 2 creatures attack you and chase you through these corridors into like this bat cage thing where these bats drop from the ceiling, and another performance scene. Unreal there. And then finally you go into a final room where it's slanted and you're asked to stand up against the wall. And then after you do that, you're like, okay, what's going to happen? There's a couple characters we hadn't seen from the outside that we're bound to encounter again. Sure enough, it's at that point that you encounter that final, the actor that was inside, and they pop up in the room through various moments. Like they come in, they disappear, it's all black, they're not there again, but the lights go out and they come back again, and they're literally like hacking at you with knives and stuff. It was unbelievable. And then finally you're ushered out of the room and you take a right, and just as you're about to leave, this giant wolf attacks you at the right moment from the right side and chases you out of the house. I was a little worried when I paid the 20 euros to do the horror option and really only did 2 mazes, as missed the Kinder maze, but to be perfectly honest, that was one of the best haunted houses I've ever done. And I've done them all around the world. What they did with that is really par excellence, and I loved every second of it. And it was about a 10-minute experience overall too. So yeah, you're basically getting more out of what that house put together. They had put together with that house. Then you're getting more with what they put together with that house than most haunt events can even manage. It was unbelievable. I'd say the costume actors could do with a little bit better, like maybe prosthetic makeup and stuff like that. But other than that, no complaints. If I hadn't have done that and known about it afterwards, I would have been really upset. So if you ever come here, it's definitely a permanent maze, at least for a while, I guess. You have to do it. It was unbelievable. In making the decision to come to Skyline Park, it was a little bit of a last minute one. I wasn't entirely sure if it'd be worth my time, even though it has 7 unique credits. It's a little bit out of nowhere if you're coming to Europe for, like, say, the big hitters in the theme parks in Germany or otherwise. But I'm just gonna have to say, at least during this haunt event, it was 100% worth it. I'm so glad I came. I didn't even get everything that I wanted to get done. I could easily have spent 2 days here during this time of year, just doing that haunt and the rides that I did today, plus another complement of rides that I didn't even get on, a couple of flat rides that I was interested in, and even one section just beyond here at the front entrance, mainly a kids area that I didn't get in. It's been a tremendous time. I enjoyed it immensely. Very, very stripped down park and simple. Not really bereft of any like detail or anything like that, except in, say, the newer section that we started with in the earlier part of the vlog in the day. But yeah, it's a vibe. It's amazing. The beer is cheap. The schnitzel I had was good, and everything about the park I enjoyed immensely. Another thing I needed to cover though before I go is that the lady that I was riding the Sky Shot with gave me a little bit of an impression of what Germans feel about Halloween, and I guess many old school Germans or traditional, if I don't know really how to categorize it, but they just aren't really a big fan of Halloween versus say people that are younger, even adults that are younger, that freely embrace it, because they wanted the traditions of what All Hallows is, which is November 1st, to be maintained, which really boils down to just going and remembering the dead and going to cemeteries and honoring the dead. So it is still a newer thing here. I was like, you should celebrate the day before and then celebrate the lives of the people that you're remembering the day before, and then, pay your respects on November 1st. I'm not one to say to that, but at the same time, yeah, it seems like it's a different sort of it's looked at quite differently here than, say, at home, without question, which would make more sense about like why some adults embrace it and some you just don't see here at all. But that's just the case. Figured a story I should tell. But that all said, what an incredible time I've had at Skyline Park. I enjoyed it so much. Could have spent 2 days here. And yeah, I'm certainly glad I didn't stay at Legoland. That same lady said, yeah, it wasn't worth it for me to stay there. So I'm glad I made the decision that I did. All right, that's a full wrap from Skyline Park. A great 7 credits done in the bag, some unique coasters, a very unique experience. It's really just a theme park in the middle of a farmer's field, without question, but really an authentic German theme park with everything going for it. And I certainly hope to come back soon. Thanks for dropping in.